So what happens when you take shimmery, sparkly products and put them together? They turn into this. Hi, I'm Ingrid Blackburn, and this channel is all about exploring fun, simple techniques to make the most of your supplies. Stay tuned to the very end. This video is literally cram-packed with cool tips on how to use your supplies. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and leave me a comment. Let's dive right in. For this project, we're going to work with 140-pound watercolor paper, and that's because we're going to throw a lot of mediums at it, some of them watered down, so I need something that's going to actually absorb it. You can see off to the right, I've got a couple of mousses using that Nuvo light mister. It's a fabulous, fabulous spray bottle. You get two in a package, which is wonderful because you can use one with colored mediums like the mousses. You can see here, this is the custard cream, and I had kind of worked some of the embellishment mousse into my water, just kind of showing you the consistency there that I'm going to work with. I'm actually going to use three colors. I've got the honeydew, which is my newest one. That's that one right there. It's a super pale green. It's a much better consistency than the other two. The other two I've had for a year, and my French rose, which is that red, which I wanted to use initially, is actually starting to dry up a little bit. So I encourage you to use some press and seal to get a better closure on those. Just painting stuff on here, and you can see here I've got custard there, which created a really cool background mixed in with the honeydew. I have real-time tutorials over on my Patreon community. Look at that shimmer. Is that not insane? I love it. So if you really want to follow along in real time, this tutorial is much longer and you can actually work alongside me. I do have this tutorial over there. Added some of the shimmer powders, started off with Lunar Rocket and then moving into Storm Cloud, and that's the darker there. This was really a process. It's just a matter of building up your layers. But this really added so much to this background. I was really trying to create some sort of a grungy abstract there in the background. I really wasn't, there's no right or wrong to this, but you can kind of see where this is going. Just really kind of got those colors mixed together to build up layers in this background. And just in a second, you'll actually get to see what it looks like wet, which is right there. And then just note how dark it is, and through the magic of television, totally dry. You can see how much it lightens up. So, and I have a really cool video that's coming on the tonic shimmer powders and how different they are from some of the other ones that are out there on the market. Look at how creamy that is. That's the fusion red. Notice the French rose that I have in the upper right, and see how kind of crumbly it is. That's after a year. So, you know, you really want to be careful not to leave your lids open. You want to make sure to close that, you know, just like embossing paste and things like that, they do dry out over time. Now I did add that with my finger, and that gave it a different kind of textured look. And same thing here, you know, you're adding stuff with your finger can be a real wonderful tool that you can use, believe it or not. Adding some of that honeydew mousse through the linked circles. I love this stencil. Love that little tab at the top. It makes it so much easier to lift too. But right now I wanted to actually just have a little something, and by using your finger and the stencil, it kind of got up against the edges, as you can see here, of the pattern. Not trying to fill it up and get a lot of raised texture. I was just looking to get a minor little something in the background. We're really starting to build up this mixed media background right now. So I've got some of the mica mist, and this is the antique gold. Don't shake it. You want to swirl it like you saw me doing. That's what it looks like on white, but you can see how gold it is there. I just love these products. I truly cannot tell you enough how sparkly and shimmery all the Nuvo products are. It's really crazy. To me, they're so different from so many other mediums out there. You can see I'm just randomly going to swipe this up, and I'm going to speed this up and kind of skip ahead just so you don't have to watch all of this. But you can see just adding those little details, and now just painting along where I have some of that raised embellishment mousse. I do want to let you know that when you heat set embellishment mousse, it doesn't move. It's set, which is awesome. It's no longer water reactive. Not so much the case for other products. Shimmer powders can be reactivated, but the embellishment mousse totally set. Look it's really starting to come together. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous background. Those little tiny stencil pieces add that little something something to it. But we've got to add some more. There's some of that golden era glacier paste. Oh, if you do not have this product, you must have it. especially if you're doing holiday cards. Oh my gosh, it's unreal. The amount of gold that it just deposits, it's like gold leaf. It's beautiful. Here you see me adding it with a sponge. You can use your finger as well. I went all around the card, and then I'm going to actually take a little bit and I'm going to add it directly with my finger, because this is a great way to add that little tiny golden sparkle, little shimmer there in the background. It's very natural. It just kind of blends into there. And oh my gosh, the effect is so beautiful, isn't it? I mean, just look at that. You know, if you've tried these products, definitely let me know in the comments. I want to know if you have added a little bit of water to the glacier paste right there. Did you know you can do this? And then just flick it on with a paintbrush and it adds those perfect little gold drops. Total game changer for me. Now that right there is the sparkle spray. Look at those great little flecks. And these are those finishing touches that makes projects, this little technique right here. Before we move on to creating the unique, cool elements of this project, if seeing the sped up version isn't enough for you to create your own and you want to follow along this tutorial in real time, as well as get access to a creative library with not just mixed media, but watercolor, coloring, techniques, and much more, then over on my Patreon channel, you can get access to fun tutorials for a small amount per month. There's even a private Facebook group where you can post your work, get direct access to me for help, or just hang with like-minded artists like yourself. The community is a place for you to learn, get help when you need it, then apply that knowledge to your own work and grow as an artist. I'll leave a link to the Patreon community in the description below. Let's dive right back into the tutorial. There's no need to buy elements. You certainly can, but why not create your own? This is leftover from a candle box. It's awesome because it's got the smooth side on one side and the rough corrugated part on the other. What's great about this is it's thin cardboard. So through the magic of television, quickly cut out a heart. And I wasn't going for perfection, but this is another way to use the embellishment mousse. This is not watered down. This is full, you know, just straight out of the jar. Using a spatula to apply it. You can also use your finger, and then we're going to make sure to coat that completely, all the sides, because otherwise the sides will be brown. Don't forget to get in between that little nook in there in the valley, and positioning that same stencil that I used on the background for a little bit of cohesive element to the project, and layering this really thick through. Now I'm grabbing quite a bit of mousse. I mean, quite a bit. It's still not very much in the grand scheme of things, but I want to have a raised texture layer. Just kind of skipped ahead there, and just going to take this off. This is where that tab is so helpful. It's so easy to get off, but look at that texture. I mean, you've got real interesting pattern peaks there, using a palette knife just to kind of move that out of the mess there before cleaning up my glass mat, which is so fabulous to work with mediums. Look at that design. Isn't that not the prettiest? But we're going to take this to a whole nother level. So have to quickly dry that before moving on, because I don't want to destroy any of that beautiful pattern that the linking rings stencil and embellishment mousse created. So next up, we're going to add a key detail to our heart, and that's by using this glacier paste. Now, I've been using glacier paste in several videos now, and if you haven't already had a chance to get some for yourself, or you don't have it in your stash, this is definitely one medium that you want. It's basically like adding gold leaf to any project, and so awesome for mixed media. Here you can see this is the golden era glacier paste, and you saw how creamy it is. It's very easy to apply. You can water it down, as you've seen earlier in this video. There's so many ways that you can actually use this. Use it directly through a stencil, so easy. But before moving on, we definitely want to make sure that that's totally dry. So for a sentiment on our project, we're going to use the Hello Sentiment strips here by Tonic Studios. I had done it with some gold and some mousse and it wasn't working for me. So here is the sparkle spray. This is Morning Fog. Deep, deep, deep gray. I'm just taking a piece of scrap paper here. This is actually going to be for the strips. You want to thoroughly coat that and then fully dry it. Now this is index paper. It's 110 pound Nina index card. So it's much lighter than regular cardstock, and that makes it perfect for adding layering embellishments. So you can see here really drying that. I want to make sure to dry it thoroughly. You can see how curved it got, and that is because this is index card. This is so incredibly sparkly, it's nuts. Now it worked way better than that Hello that I had previously done, so that got spritzed with the Morning Fog, and that was a much better option. Need to fully dry that before using it, and I was originally thinking of putting it on top of the heart, and that would look totally fine, but taking this to a whole nother level. So we're going to tear some strips instead to put behind the heart. Now the strip is, I'm holding it in my left at this point, so I need to tear away from me, so I'm going to tear behind, and depending on where you're holding your strip, I had to think about it. Now I'm holding it in my right, so I'm tearing towards me now, so that white character is on the back side. So you're going to tear 3 of those, and this is why I use index paper at this point, index card, because it's much lighter and it's worked much better for me when I layer embellishments. So you can kind of see our elements now and how the card is coming together, but don't leave just yet. There is an art to putting those strips together. Once you have it kind of figured out, you want to use liquid glue to adhere those, and I'm using the Deluxe Adhesive by Nuvo. Awesome medium, dries crystal clear, and look at that. That is gorgeous. But there's one little tiny additive to that. We're going to add some of that watered down glacier paste, that golden era, to the strips. And wait right here because I've got a close-up. Look at how awesome that is. That little bit of gold mixed in with that really, really dark gray, it takes it to a completely different place. Now for drama, you want to pop this element up. Definitely using that big giant foam tape roll. Love that thing. Is this shimmer and shine not crazy? It's so beautiful. Look at this close-up. This is really so that you can really see the detail and how these little products, they work so well together. It's so effortless and just absolutely stunning. So did you learn enough techniques, or do you want more? Click that video on the left and I've got even more techniques for you to use in your projects. I know you're going to absolutely love it. Want more in depth? Click the Patreon bubble, or definitely subscribe and like this video. Leave me a comment on what you thought. Are you still here? Click that video. I'll see you over there. Bye.